Busy in your business does not always mean profitable. Some online businesses or solopreneurs, they work 12 hours a day and they still struggle financially. Others work fewer hours, but focus on the right tasks. I think of the book 4 Hour Work Week, and it is a great book. If you haven't read it, I would encourage you to read it. It can help you focus on the right tasks. I'm Carrie Beck with Family eBiz, where we help families start and scale online businesses so they can find freedom in their life to do what they're called to do. Today, what we're talking about is working less and being more productive in the right tasks. Again, busyness does not mean more revenue. See, if you can relate to any of this, you might be spending your time constantly creating content because you think the more content I make, the more money I'll make. Or you're endlessly scrolling for just the right answer. You're always working and there's little revenue. Actually, the reality is revenue usually comes from a few high impact decisions, not a bunch of content, not just constantly doing more and more and more. So where are you? Are you in creator mode or are you in CEO mode? There is a distinct difference between the two. If you're in creator mode, you are making content. You are posting content. You are editing. You're canvassing, you are making images. You're doing a bunch of stuff. If you are in CEO mode, you are looking at strategies, the right offers to give your audience because you know their problem. How can I tie those together to make sales and audience growth? So there's four things the CEO is looking at: strategy, offers, sales, and audience growth. Most content creators stay stuck in creator mode forever. And this is a sad fact. So let's talk about how you can move away from creator mode to CEO mode because that is where you make money. There's a guy named Ali Abdaal. He was born in Pakistan. He grew up in South Africa. He was a doctor turned entrepreneur. He actually had a YouTube channel while he was uh, working his profession of being a medical doctor. He was on a stable career path. And 2020, everything changed. He was supposed to go to Australia for medical work, but you know what happened? The pandemic shut the borders down. And all of a sudden, he unexpectedly became unemployed. No job, no backup plan, no certainty about what would come next. And I just lost my picture, so I'm going to pull it back up. There we go. So instead of seeking unemployment and saying, well, this is just over, I'll just sit around and be unemployed, he decided to fully focus on his YouTube channel and the online business that he was slowly building, but it was just a side hustle. But what started as simple educational videos while he was doing his doctor work and productivity content while he was doing his doctor work suddenly became his full-time focus. And within a year, his YouTube channel grew to 1 million subscribers. Wouldn't you like a million subscribers? His business hit 1 million in annual revenue. And eventually he left medicine completely and became a full-time creator and entrepreneur. So what is this angle? What is happening here? You see, the thing that looked like a setback, pandemic, border shutdown, unemployment, it really became the moment that forced him to fully commit to the business he had already been starting. A lot of you are just dabbling, and it feels good to make content. You enjoy making content. I do too, but that doesn't always mean it's the best thing to do. If you look at my blogs, I don't have a blog every month. It just sort of depends what's going on. You see, true breakthrough in your business comes when you stop treating your business like a side project, a side hustle, and you finally focus on this opportunity in front of you. That means sometimes you have to invest some money and you can't do everything free. That means you need to have an overall strategy. I'm recording this in May. You should maybe have a strategy from now to the end of the year. One of our mastermind students, I am so proud of her, and I can't give you all the details because they're not public yet, but she's been working on a membership that she will launch middle to end of summer. And so she is using a strategy and she is using a CEO mindset. She said she did, and I know I have shifted from pure content creation to systems, products, and business infrastructure. I mean, I could write a ton of blog posts. I could even do a ton of episodes, but there is a strategy now to what the content is I put out. And I don't just put free content. I think people did that because they can make money off of ads. I think it's a lot harder to make money off of ads. And I think most content creators are making money off their own projects and their own systems. You see, this transition dramatically scaled his business and he left the medicine profession. So, what can you do? I want you to think about this week. What is one task that you could do that would actually make money? And don't tell me a blog post because it takes a lot to do the blog post and get it out there. And how are you going to make money off of it? It's got to be more than just putting a blog post out there. So, is it an email campaign? Maybe you do a 2-day flash sale and you do an email campaign. Is it doing a webinar or master class and letting your people know about it? Maybe you plan it this week and you do it next week and you sell something. There are tricks to doing a good webinar. Some of y'all give way too much information and they walk away going, I don't need your product. Think about that. Is it a product offer? Maybe it's something you've had on the shelf and you haven't really shared much, or maybe you know this is the time. Maybe it's a great product for summertime. I have something called Vacation Campaign Toolkit, and I will put that in the show notes because right now would be a great time to use those strategies so you can go on vacation this summer and make money. Maybe it's making a lead magnet and growing your list. Remember those 4 things that CEOs do: strategy, offers, sales, and audience growth. And then last thing I would say is networking. What kind of collaborations do you do? This to me is huge, and too often it is overlooked. We think we need to be a big business before we can collaborate or before we can network. We need a huge affiliate program. You can do it with just 1 or 2 people. There are a lot of things you could do. And I believe just sending emails once a week or twice a week to build relationships are great money-making activities. So what is the one task you're going to do this week? If you can leave a comment, if you're listening on YouTube, leave a comment there. And if you're not, or wherever you're listening, would you please share this with someone? I'm sure you have a friend that's either wanting to start a business or struggling. Send this to them and let's help them get going in the right direction. You see, revenue comes from the few key decisions. You need clarity. You need offers. Are you letting people know your offer? You need messaging and audience targeting. I'm going to repeat those 4 again. These are the things that are going to build revenue. Clarity. Are you clear? Strategy. Offer. Do you have an offer that sells? Messaging. Does your messaging match their need? And does it speak to what transformation they can really do? Clarity, offer, messaging, and audience targeting. Are you targeting the right people in your audience? That is what brings revenue. Revenue does not come from endless Canva graphics, tweaking your fonts, reorganizing your web pages, and getting all those little things done. If you only knew all the mess my website has, it has got so many problems. And then revenue does not come from social media. You need to focus on the things that actually bring revenue, clarity, offers, messaging, and audience targeting. So pick one task this week. And then for next week and every week after that on Monday, I want you to make a revenue first list. And it should be the first thing you do every day because every day you should do at least one revenue making task. I was told this, gosh, it's been 20 years. It's about 2006 or 7. You need to do one revenue making task every day. And on Monday, just write down what you're going to do. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some will take longer. Writing an email may only take 10 minutes. Planning an email campaign is going to take a little bit longer. So what should these tasks be tied to? Directly to sales, audience growth, and offers. Do you hear the same thing over? You've got to have offers. You got to let them know about it. You've got to keep growing your list and giving your current list. It's easier to sell to them than to find new people. So then that's your sales. Those are the three things. Seth Godin consistently emphasizes focused work instead of chasing endless busy work. What are you doing? Are you chasing endless busy work? Are you focusing on focused work? Profitable creators do not do everything. They do the right things over and over and over. Now, I do have a free lead magnet. It's our business marketing roadmap. It's not going to show you everything, but it might give you a chance to get clarity on what you're going to do in the next 3 months. This is the end. Is this the end? We've got one more month in Q2, but you can get clarity with this because I've got each one of the pages is monthly. So you've got your 4 weeks. You can start planning for next month and gain clarity, what your offer going to be and what your sales could be. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It just happened. I was hoping I could close before it did. Hey, I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. We'll talk to you next time.